Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. You are watching Piano Decoded with me, Benny Keys, and today I've got a fun one for you. I'm going to be doing a tier list of pretty much every keyboard I've ever owned. I'm not including MIDI controllers in this because I think it's kind of hard to compare something that makes sound to something that doesn't. I am going to take into account prices as well and value, so I might be rating some things that are cheap and cheerful higher than expensive things that have kind of disappointed me, I guess. The prices will be in UK pounds, but as I understand it, the price of most of this stuff in euros and dollars is pretty close to the price in pounds. So hopefully you can draw a comparison there. Apologies if you're from somewhere that's got completely different currency. So first one I've got on here is the Korg Minilogue. This was the first synth I ever owned. I think this is a great bit of kit. It has 4 voices, fully analog. One of the downsides I'd say is it's got mini keys, but generally I think the interface is really good. I recommend this as a first keyboard. I know there's a newer one out now called the Minilogue XD, which I've never owned. This is the original Minilogue I'm talking about. So I think I'm going to put this in B. Highly recommend this thing. It's pretty portable and a great way to learn synthesis. So what have we got next? Next, I've got the Yamaha Reface CP, which I sort of bought thinking it would be a bit of fun, almost maybe kind of round the campfire sort of thing. Ultra portable, of course. This is like a 3-octave keyboard with mini keys. It sounds brilliant. It's got great Rhodes sounds on it, great electric pianos in general. But I sold this pretty quickly. I'm sort of not sure what the point of it is. If it was a synth, it would sort of make more sense. But surely if you like playing electric pianos, you want to be able to actually play, and a 3-octave mini keys keyboard is totally useless for that. You could plug a MIDI controller into it, but then I'm sort of like, why not just buy a compact keyboard instead of buying a Reface and a MIDI controller? So this for me is going in D, because I think this is a sort of bit of a pointless product. What I've got next. So next I've got the Korg SV1. I love this thing. This is like my main piano that I use. The action on it is brilliant. It's well, people say it's on the heavy side. I like it, but I think it's my favorite action I've played. I don't think I can quite put it in S, because the acoustic piano sounds are a little bit dated. They're maybe not the best. I think the electric piano sounds on it hold up, and I think that's the main thing it was designed around, is doing electric pianos, which is a lot of what I play, so it's great for me. But yeah, not quite S, just because of the acoustic piano sounds, so I'm going to put that one in A. Next up here, I've got the Modal Cobalt 8, which is one of my go-tos. Actually, I use this quite a lot. I have this out in my studio a lot. I take this to jams. It's fairly portable, a little bit on the heavy side, but the one thing I love about it as more of a kind of player than a sound designer is it's got a great Fatar keybed on it. So I think this thing's pretty useful and actually a bit underrated. However, the user interface on it does leave quite a lot to be desired. It can be pretty confusing at times. There's sort of like shift functions, and it can be a bit menu divey. But yeah, overall, I think this is a pretty useful synth for like maybe more aimed for your players. And it does sound good as well. It kind of like, it's virtual analog, so it's kind of got that. Already sounds a bit digital and sort of fits straight into a mix in a way that an analog synth you'd probably have to process a bit more to make it work. So yeah, I really like this thing. I'm going to put it in A. I think this is a really good little performance synth. So next up, I've got this Yamaha MODX6, which this might be a bit of a hot take, but I absolutely hated this keyboard. It's one of the... Well, no, I've had a few that I don't like, actually, but I think I really disliked this. I could tell straight away, and it cost about £1,000, which is pretty expensive. The keyboard on it, absolutely horrible, like really, really sort of soft to a level where you really wouldn't want to play like piano parts on it. I'd be fine playing piano parts on like a sort of guitar keyboard like you'd get on a Prophet or on that Cobalt. But the keyboard on this Yamaha MODX6 I thought was absolutely terrible. The sounds seemed pretty good, but I think the real worst thing about this keyboard is the user interface. I've never experienced a worse user interface than this. It's just sort of completely baffling. I like to think I have a pretty good grasp on like synthesis and sort of patch design and stuff. And this was just totally baffling to me. I tried to look in the manual a bit. I still couldn't really figure out what was going on. And I get that it's a powerhouse and you probably could learn it and it's super flexible and stuff. But for me, I couldn't get rid of this fast enough. So probably no surprise that this is going straight in D. I think this is an awful keyboard. I don't recommend this for a second. So next up, I've got the Nord Electro 4D, which I got for quite a good price. I think I got it for about 700. They're probably worth about 1,000. I really hated this as well, actually. It's got a sort of waterfall keyboard, which I know organ players like. That's designed for organ players. I don't play much organ, so maybe that's why I didn't get that, or understand it rather. But yeah, I didn't like the keyboard on it. The sounds I thought were really bad as well. These are the typical Nord sounds that you get in any Nord keyboard, but the model that I had this sort of limited memory. So the 4D has some kind of limited memory to it, so I couldn't load the full high quality versions of all the sounds. And yeah, I didn't think it sounded very good. Keyboard, not good. So again, this one's going to have to go in D for me, I'm afraid. Sorry, Nord. That might be a bit of a hot take. The good thing about the Nord and this Yamaha as well, the Yamaha MODX6, is that they are both quite portable and they don't weigh too much. But yeah, I couldn't get rid of either of them fast enough, to be honest with you. Sorry, Nord. So this next one is the Casio, and let me get the model number right. It's Casio PX-S1100, which I've still got, actually. It's sort of in my living room at home. This has some nice features to it. It's got an actual kind of graded hammer action, so it feels roughly like playing a proper piano. It's quite light for a weighted action, but I guess the plus side of that is that the keyboard as a whole is quite light as well. So this is 88 keys, this PX S1100, but I think it weighs under, maybe around 8 kilos. I'm not too sure, but it definitely doesn't feel super heavy. But for me, it wasn't that useful because although it's quite light, it's still just 88 keys, so it's just really long, and it doesn't fit in the back seat of your car. So for me, it didn't turn out to be practical. I wanted to use it for gigging, but it didn't really suit my purposes. The sounds on it are quite mediocre. I think the acoustic pianos are okay. The electric pianos aren't great. The built-in speakers face away from you, which is quite annoying. You can't hear yourself too well. So for me, this is sort of quite a nice idea and maybe an okay practice piano. Also maybe a good gigging piano for those that need 88 keys. The other thing I should mention on this is the user interface is also terrible. No screen. You have to change everything, including patches, by holding down a button and then pressing one of the keys. The buttons aren't even real buttons, they're just sort of touch sensitivity, so you don't really feel like you're doing anything. So pretty bad user interface. Overall, I think this is an okay product. The price point is, these are about 400 new, so that kind of saves it. If this was like £1,000, it would be going in D, but I'm gonna put it in C. Okay, so I haven't really planned this, but I saved a load of my favourites, I think, till the end. So the next one we've got is the Novation Bass Station 2. I think this is an absolutely brilliant synth. It's kind of brimming with character. It's got onboard overdrive and distortion, which really elevates things. It's not completely one knob per function. There are some switches you have to do, but it's pretty intuitive. I'd recommend this to beginners and pros alike. I think this is almost the perfect mono synth at this price. You can get one for about 200 or 300 now. I don't think they make them new anymore, but secondhand you can get one of these for 200-300. I massively recommend this to anyone. This is on all over my records. It works as a lead instrument, as a bass instrument. It's super light. You can just throw it in your backpack and go to a jam, and it's genuine analog. I think this is a absolutely fantastic bit of gear, so I'm going to put this in S. Now, what have we got next? This is the Sequential Take 5, or Dave Smith. I think it's called Sequential now, but so Sequential Take 5. This is one of the few things that I kind of regret getting rid of. I was lucky enough to be offered a swap to swap the Take 5 for the Prophet Rev 2, which is kind of worth more, so I sort of found it hard to say no. But I do sort of regret getting rid of this keyboard. It's a really nice form factor. It's got a nice keyboard. It's 3.5 octaves, 5 voice. So from a performance perspective, it's really nice. It's kind of a complete one-hand synth. So if you're playing, if you want to play left-hand proper piano and then right-hand a synth, this is all you need. You don't need more than 5 voices, and you don't need more than 3.5 octaves like they've got there. So I think this has got it's had a nice character to the sound. I think it's got a lot of flexibility. It's kind of a workhorse. You can kind of get it to do what you want. But also, I just naturally found myself coming up with interesting stuff with this synth. It is a bit on the expensive side, I would say, for what it is. Dave Smith is a kind of premium brand, so that's where the price tag's coming from. But yeah, I do recommend these. There's an Oberheim kind of version as well, which I hear good things about. I'm going to put this in B. So yeah, pretty good synth. I do recommend that. So next I've got the Dave Smith Prophet Rev 2, which I actually traded, as I mentioned earlier, for this Take 5, which on paper is an upgrade, but I actually found this thing super uninspiring. Again, on paper, it's a great synth. It's a real workhorse. This is one of the main synths that gets recommended if you have, 1,000 to 1,500 to spend. Mine was the 8-voice version. It's got a nice keyboard on it. The interface is not too menu divey, but I don't know what it was for me. I just found this thing super uninspiring. I think it's feels quite utilitarian to me. There's not I didn't find it easy to get exciting sounds out of it like I do with, say, the Bass Station. And even the Take 5, actually. So, yeah, this might be a bit of a hot take, but for me, this is going in C. I recently got rid of this because it was just sat around doing nothing. I didn't use it. Okay, so what have we got left? Okay, I got the Casio CTS1 here. This is super cheap. You can get one of these for less than like 200. I absolutely love this keyboard. it's so light and portable, and it's the kind of thing that you can just leave around your living room and you just pick it up and put it on your, just play on your lap. The action, of course, is not weighted. It's pretty spongy, kind of mushy action, but I actually don't mind it. I actually prefer it to something like the Yamaha MODX6 action. I think with the CTS1, it's like there's resistance throughout the whole key travel, whereas like some of these synth actions, they feel like they have initial resistance and then they just kind of collapse. So I actually don't mind the action on this. The user interface is nothing special. It's not brilliant, but there's kind of preset buttons along the top, so you can just easily flick between sounds you like. I would recommend this keyboard to literally anyone, even if you don't really play. Just get one of these and put it in your living room, and it's just a kind of quite nice thing to have. It looks nice, it sounds good, and it's cheap. I think this is brilliant keyboard. I'm going to put this in S. And now, okay, the final one I have is, this is actually my current sort of main keyboard I'm using for live and for jams and stuff. This is the Yamaha CK61, which I really like. I think it's a super nice keyboard. The user interface is the best I've ever used. It's really easy to like layer up sounds, do splits, cool stuff up. There's like you can easily access the envelope and filter for any of the sounds, including like piano sounds. There's effects just like on the front panel. So there's not very menu divey at all. Really great interface, super portable. I think this is a really nice form factor. This is 61 keys. I think you pick one of these up for, I got mine for less than 600. I think they're about 800 new. I managed to get a refurbished one from Yamaha, which is nice. So yeah, I think it's a super practical thing. I don't love the action on it. It's a synth action. It's a bit better than some synth actions in that the keys seem to have quite a lot of initial resistance, although as I mentioned earlier, they kind of then tend to sort of collapse under the weight a little bit. I don't think the keybed is as good as like a Fatar like you get on a Prophet or that Modal Cobalt, but it's pretty usable, pretty decent. I think there's a massive gap in the market for a 61 key portable stage piano that's weighted, sorry. So there are some stage pianos that are 61 key, but none of them seem to be weighted, so this is one of them. And I think if you took something like the Casio PX-S1100, which I put in C tier, if you took that action, which is a weighted action but quite light, and put it into a keyboard like the Yamaha CK61, you'd have a completely amazing product. But that doesn't seem to really exist on the market, so that's interesting. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to give the CK61, I'm a bit torn. I can't quite put it in S, I don't think, because of the keybed, but it is a great little compact thing. I'm going to put it in A. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully that's been useful. If you're thinking of buying any of these and you want to ask any questions, please do drop a comment and I will get back to you. Hopefully I haven't offended anyone too much with the hot takes, but yeah, so I've been Benny, and this is Piano Decoded. Please do like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.